Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Sweets the Queen. I wanted to come attempt to do a little quick. Well, I don't know if it's gonna be quick, but I might start talking. Um, I wanted to come do a live real quick. It's kind of like a bootleg collab with Armand and Neek on their colorism, Dani Leigh, videos. So and like this was a topic that I've been wanting to touch on about like colorism in the black families because I feel like that's where it stemmed from. But before we get into all that, let's just let's get into the intro real quick.
Every day, every night. Shit ain't been the same since I died.
Leave Kim the first rap bitch to shake up the charts. Act like I ain't the leader of this million bitch march. Who got y'all rocking the Prada, the Gucci, Dior, Chanel, Versace, and Louis? Please, I'm the reason this rap game is unisex. I'm the reason bitches want bigger breasts. Show some respect where respect is due. Without who? Without me, there be no you.
Okay, y'all. So before we even get into like what Amon and Neek was talking about, I wanted to touch on because some people like in the comments like they didn't even know what a Yellowbone was like. Some people, like I said, like myself, I haven't experienced colorism or really knew what it was until like my adult years. Like, because, yeah, my family just wasn't like that, like to me, or like. But I wanted to show y'all, I did a video on Little Kim before. It was a little Kim, the Tori Norton situation. And, people was like, oh, um, um, Little Kim. I mean, yeah, Little Kim was mad because Notori's darker than her, and all. I mean, because of the skin tone, all this other stuff. First of all, Little Kim never said that it was the skin tone, right? She never said that. But let's, you know, Little Kim never said it was the skin tone. That's number one. And two, like I said, I broke down basically light skin, dark skin, and brown skin. Like, people feel like dark skin, I guess, is one specific shade, and that's not true. Or they feel like light skin. Well, we're mostly dark skin. I'm gonna say dark skin because when Neek was saying that she was dark skin, people was in the chat talking about no, she wasn't, telling her no, she not. I'm like, what y'all talking about? People think dark skin comes in one specific shade. I hope this stuff don't glitch. It might be glitching and all that, y'all. My bad. I'm trying to do a live. I don't know how, Wi-Fi I want to act today. What we going to see? But I just wanted to show you before I even get into any of that, basically what light skin, dark skin, and brown skin, because some people just don't even know.
This is how I break it down. This is I don't want this to get too long, but this is how I break it down. We all know, light skin, brown skin, dark skin. We get it. Okay, I would consider myself dark skin. That's how I consider myself. A lot of people, some people, especially depending on West Indies, shout out to Trinidad. Um, like a lot of people would consider me brown skin in some people's eyes. I don't see how that I'm chocolate, not dark chocolate, milk chocolate, but it's different. The way I break it down, and I say like a good example is with Destiny Child. I always say Destiny Child. Beyonce, people don't be saying like Beyonce. Some people say she light skin, some people say
I
she
don't know
brown.
if this is lagging, y'all. I don't know if I paused it or not. But basically, what I was saying in this part, Destiny Child basically had all three, not all three shades, because it's way more than just three shades. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's multiple shades within each skin tone. Like, it's multiple shades of dark skin, multiple shades of light skin, multiple shades of brown skin, is what I was saying.
Beyonce, people don't be saying like Beyonce. Some people say she light skin, some people say she brown skin. To me,
Some
Beyonce
people
is
say
light skin.
Beyonce's brown skin, though.
Kelly was dark skin and Michelle was brown skin. Like they had all the all three shades. Well, main shades was way more shades, but they had the three base main, shades in the group. And now, like when she was saying, to me, it's a difference between red bone and yellow bone. Red bone would be like Beyonce. She's red bone. Let me see. Lala Anthony. She's a red bone. Like yellow bone. I would say more so like usually this is not all the time. Sometimes, usually, most yellow bones usually be mixed black and white. Like that. But like let me see.
Thing is lagging on.
Lisa Ray, and she's just kind of in the middle between, because she's almost, because she's kind of like fairly light. Sometimes she look a little more red bone. Sometimes she look more a little yellow bone. But yeah, as far as I'm definitely trying to put some examples in, but not to get off top, not to get off subject. Even if Little Kim was mad, she has a right to be, because the girl is talking to her. Period. Like, I don't know why. I don't know, people who don't have eyes. Like, I don't. It's like they really trying to do
Yeah,
Kim
like
down.
that was my whole thing. Like, okay, I can stop that. Like, because people was trying to make him look more self-hating and all this other stuff, and I'm like, but the girl really is talking to her. Like, I don't know if people don't have eyes or whatever. And then they mad at that she talked about Tiana Taylor should play her when her and Tiana Taylor is actually the same goddamn complexion. Like, but anyway, let's go into, like I said, this Dani Leigh. Like I said, a lot of people didn't know what Yellowbone was. Like, a lot of people didn't know what was the difference between red bone and yellow bone. So I had broken down before, like, now my whole thing is I've never. Let me see. I can start. Oh, also too, I wanted to show y'all this. Let me see. I also wanted to show y'all too the Eve Jean. This is what I grew up on. I grew up learning this. The Eve Jean, like, black women have the Eve Jean. Like, we can create any color, light skin, dark skin. Like, don't need a white man to do it or whatever. Like, So let me let me show y'all this right here. This is what I grew up on. So when people be like, dark skinned girls are mad and hate light skin, I'm just like, I wasn't raised like that. Like, I wasn't raised to hate on nobody. Like, that's just like, I don't understand it. Like, so as y'all can see, like the Eve Jean, basically they say black women have the EG, and it says we have natural blondes, redheads, brunettes, jet black hair, and every hair texture, blue, green, hazel, and brown eyes, fairest to dark skin, every shape. So exactly what variety are we missing out by marrying our own? Like, because people feel like you have to marry a white person or a Spanish person or a Chinese person to get that variety or to get that exotic look or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I never understood that. Let me also too, scientifically, the black woman is the only organism that possesses the mitochondrial DNA that has all the variations possible for every different kind of human being on this earth. When the DNA of a black woman mutates, all other types of human beings come about. You can research this topic, and it is true. It's called the E gene and only found in black women. As much as people want to say that albinos is like a lack of, it's like they want to say it's a skin pigmentation disorder or whatever the case may be, it's still a white color coming from a black woman. No matter how you want to disguise it, or call it, like, it is what it is. Like, our hair could be straight. There's natural blondes, natural blue eyes, the black. Like, you see, these are kids. Like, these ain't contacts. Nobody putting contacts in these kids' eyes. Like, come on. So So, okay, let me stop that. So basically, what I wanted to talk about is like, I feel like for the most part, like what I was reading in the comments, like this kind of a lot of this stems from like family. Like, it was people, mothers and grandmothers and fathers and stuff that was telling them that they wasn't beautiful or they wasn't like, that shit is just crazy to me. Like it's wrong. Like it's like for me, as y'all can see, I'm dark skinned. I looked at a whole totally different color in that other video under that lighting. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what Neek was saying when she was like, I'm dark skinned. Like, like it's people think that dark skin is just like the dark, you know, almost black. Like people think that that's the only that's dark skin, and that's not what it is. So, like my grand. I wish I had pictures like lined up and ready to show y'all, but like my grandmother is light skinned, my sister is light skinned, my aunt, you know, my son is light skinned, and his father's darker than me. So it's just like I never understood. I never got it. It's like I swear to like 2018, like 2018 when I really started watching YouTube like that. Shoot, like if anything from Neek's colorism video, like I really like got a full understanding. And I'll tell you about two situations that that's from my childhood that I would now look at as colorism. Not towards like from my family, but from out like it's two situations. Look, two situations, but it's just like it's the family's fault that people be feeling all inferior and that black women and men feel like they gotta. It's like I said, I also was in this program that they taught black youth about what they needed to know. Like they taught us that we came from kings and queens and like before slavery. Like don't get it twisted. It's just like that whole slave mindset that people still be in or be stuck in is just like I feel like we really need to break the chains. Like this whole light skin, dark skin thing is like a whole new way. It's like just another way of separating black people. We are all black. Like I don't understand. Like what's the not? I'm not gonna say oh, because like I said, Dani Leigh. I'm gonna have to look at her parents, to kind of really see what's going on. But from my understanding, she's a white Hispanic. Like she's not a black Afro Latina. She's a white Hispanic. So I guess that's where the confusion I guess is coming from people. But like I was saying, like this is a lot of people like in the comments. It's like it's sad to see so many melanated brothers and sisters, and even the light skinned ones. The one that don't have that much melanin, so like separated and hurt. Like and it's like it's for what? Like I know people want to say like it stems from slavery and stuff like that, but it's like we have to like be like was it matter of fact, it was a lady on Neat Chat. See, I didn't get to finish watching. She went into yeah, it was a lady. Mom got on there and she said like we when she was saying um oh what she was saying when she was saying oh if you grew up with no daddy and you grew up with no mother so what like get over it and not to say it like that not to say it like that but at the same time what you gonna do? Like for the rest of your life, you gonna sit and mope about and how you didn't have like you have to like move on and build stronger. Show your kids better. Show your kids that black men don't leave like or that like show that you have to change the narrative. Like you have to change the narrative of like this or like black people like don't can't get along and like we have to do that nobody else is going to do it for us like and it's just like it definitely has to start with this light skin we gotta get rid of this like I said I never really dealt with this like and like I said my sister's light skin my parents are brown skin okay, let me get into the two situations that I would now look at, or I don't know if they were colorism or whatever, but I just, okay, my parents, my father's from Trinidad. Um, my mother and father, they're both like brown skin. They're lighter than me. Um, my when I was younger, like we used to go to like family gatherings at my on my father's side, and it would be like this lady, I think the neighbor, and it was like every time. When I say every family fun, and I never told, I don't think I ever told nobody this, or maybe my sister, my probably quarter because it was kind of about her too, but it's like I never really told nobody this out loud, but it's like, so the lady used to be like, she would say, or not even just her, like a couple people would say something like, oh, are you, I ain't Curtis. I could say my daddy name. Are you Curtis's, like, this is Curtis' daughter? Like, they would more so say it to my sister, like as if he only had one daughter. Now, mind you, I'm the oldest. So, like, growing up, it always like, I had, daughters with an S. Curtis has two daughters. Like, I never, and then two, what made it probably even more, like I said, my sister's light skinned. Me and her had the same mother and father. I have an older brother that me and him more so look alike, but we have different fathers. So it would bother me that it was what are you trying to say, Miss, or whoever it was? Like, are you trying to say that I'm not his child? Like, that's how I would feel. But it's like as I got older, not being that my sister is light skinned. Like I said, both my parents are brown skin, so she's not even the same. But my sister looked like one of my cousins and one of my aunts on my father's side that were light skinned too, like light brown, and so she kind of looked like them. So I don't know. It's like I just felt like as I got older, I look back now and say like, was it because that she was lighter that person or them group of people, whatever? And like I said, it was never my family. It was always like at a family function, like it's like was it because my sister was lighter that they would say that only she was his daughter? I don't know, but my father's passed. It's not like I could talk to him about it. Like, it's just, so I don't know. Like like I said, I never had a conversation and never got to, and it was never somebody from my family that was doing it to me. So I never really like made it, like a big deal. So, but now, like I learned what colorism was, it made me think back and like, was that colorism? Like, let me. I've been going live all this time and live for damn near 18 minutes, and I don't even know if I was watching our mom video. I don't even know if it's working or nothing like that. But so it just made me think back. It's working or nothing like that. Okay, it just made me think back. Like, was that colorism? Like, because my sister was letting me that they used to say that. And like the second situation, like I'm not going, say who it is. I'm trying not, I'm not trying to put family business out and all that. Like the second situation, like I had two family members that really used to, they used to fight. They used to get it in. One was light skinned, one was dark skinned. So and but these two family members always like seemed confident to me, and it never like I just figured their fighting was just regular, whatever. And the dark skinned family member, like she it's like I think it's another family member. I'm not that would call her black or blackie. Like a couple people call her black or blackie or something like that. But to me, it never. I don't know. Like like we never had these conversations. I don't know if it ever bothered her because she's always been confident and stood in her sexy, her chocolateness. Like she's somebody to look up to, a dark skinned woman to look up to. So I don't know if it ever bothered her, but it's like was that colorism, like, learning what colorism is like, was that colorism growing up, like, or why they always would fight, or because one was like, one was out, was that, but it never seemed like it to me. It just seemed like, two family members that just didn't get along, like, no matter what the color was. I never heard like, oh, you like light or bitch or you dark. I never, like, but it anyway. So like I said, and that was a two family members, like, not my situation. So like I said, I never like had to deal with this. So it's just, it's it's disappointing and it's hard because it's just like, when when does it end? Like, and a lot of people were saying in the like, it has to be us, y'all. Like, it does. It starts with us. It, like, yeah, it probably started, systematically back with, the house slaves and the field slaves and, things like that. But like, we have to break the chains. Like, we have to break the cycle. This is why they say 400 years. This is why they say we still slaves, because we still doing stuff that was put into our heads and minds from back then. Like, and like I said, like, I blame the family. Like I said, I had a light skinned grandmother and shit. You tell me I'm her favorite. And my cousin see this. You tell me so. It's, I never was treated. My aunt too. My like you. I never was treated like that. Like, growing up. If anything, true, my brother. I feel like he was favored because he was like the first grandchild. But me and him the same color. Like, it's just like, okay. Then let's go into the men situation. Like I said before, I don't know which video, maybe a couple. I don't care. Like, when a black man says that he want to date out and all that. First of all, why? Like, is it a little self hate issue? Like, don't you have a black mom and black aunts and black sisters? Like, why do you prefer? Which prefer is, I prefer one over the other. That means one is down here and one is up here. Why would you put your own race down here if not for self hate? You can't say it's not self hate for me. But yeah, like, I've never had. I live in New York, you know, you know, not to say it like that, but sis get her niggas. Like, when I was single and, mingling and shit like that. But I've never been felt like, oh, the dude doesn't want me because I'm dark skinned. Like, I've never felt that way. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I'm trying to see that come closer. It's just like, like, I've never felt like inferior, like, to light skinned women. It's just like, like I said, growing up with a light skinned sister, maybe I never thought about it. Like, it's just like, we're all the same. We're all females. We're all women. Like, anyway, like, so it's just like, coming into this YouTube world or whatever, and it's just like, because I feel like Neek and Armand more so experienced it because, they're in the, Neek has done some music videos and things like that. And, Armand, he's been in this, like, when he was saying with he was up for some type of, show or something. And they was like, you're dark skin, you're dark skin, you're dark skin. And it was just like, they wanted him to put on lipstick and wigs to what he was saying, like, basically sell out, like, become a gimmick. And Armand was saying he would never do that. Like, no, like, take me as I am. And I feel like that's how everybody should be. Like, that's how, like, it's just like, nah, like, the bleaching of the skin and all that, like, for what? Like, love what who God made you to be. Like, you, like, come on. Like, but like I said, a lot of it stems from the family. Like, a lot of it stems from, like, you read the comments and there be people, moms and fathers and stuff, that made them feel the way they feel. Like, and it's just like, we have to, like, we gotta uplift each other. Like, this, like, I can't say it like more than enough. Like we have to like embrace our each other, embrace our skin tones, embrace our features. Like that's the only way. Like like and like Honey was saying, like we're the beauty standard. If anything, they be stealing shit our shit. I mean the curves. YouTube. Like they be stealing our stuff. So it's just like I don't know. I never had this like oh, black women are so unprotected because my big brother, phone call away. Like I'm protected like a motherfucker. He got friends, even though he live in Cali. He got friends that live here. If something was to really, I don't be in trouble and things like that. But if something was to really, really, my family, like black women are protected. Like I just like I don't know where y'all live, where y'all from, how y'all was raised, how y'all grew up. It's just like damn, like um what has the fucking world come to? Like, so it just I don't know. Like with the other one, it was black women so unprotected and like undesired. Like if anything, I think I got turned down more, for being a big girl. Like when niggas, because they be trying to act, in the closet. It was a once upon a time. I don't know if the big girls remember, but it was once upon a time. The big girls wasn't celebrated like this. Niggas, they want to talk to a big girl on the low and on the slide and shit like that. It was a time. It was a time, but no, now, they want to be all, yeah, I love my BBWs, yeah, like it was a time. If anything, I got turned down with being a big girl, not because my fucking skin color, like you know what I'm saying. So it's just I don't know, like you gotta go love who loves you. Like I was saying, like I don't give a fuck about black men that don't want me. Like it's a whole bunch of black men that do want me. Like don't focus on that. Like and I don't know, like let me see. I guess with the Danny Leigh situation, she because I think because the baby went from a dark skinned, brown chocolate girl to Danny Leigh, I guess she see, don't get me wrong. Okay, let's go into this. Let's go into this. We can go into this. At one point, because I had light skinned friends growing up, never made me feel away or anything like that. But at one point, like when I could see, like, especially with me feeling energy and stuff, some light skinned women, like a Danny Leigh, will want to. Matter of fact, perfect situation. That's I'm gonna say that for a story time. My oldest daughter's second baby mom, she was trying to compete with me in that way. Thought she was lighter, but we can go into a story time, with that. But it's just like save that for another time. But I've never like it is light skinned girls out there that feel like they have to do the most or they have to put black girls, dark skinned girls down. Like let's not get it twisted. Let's not try to negate the fact that Danny Lee's song came after, she's going back and forth with a brown skinned, dark skinned girl, like which is the baby mothers. So sometimes that is the case. And where I got messed up at one time is that one point I fell victim to that, thinking that, even though I grew up with a light skinned sister, had light skinned friends, it's like, damn, like all most light skinned bitches is stuck up like this, or they act like this, or they think they're better. But that's colorism too. Like, I had to learn that. Like, you can't, once you start trying to group people, like, you have to look at people as an individual. Like, you have to look at them as for who they are. No, you cannot group people together. And I stress this so much. You cannot group people together as, all of them do this. So all of them act a certain way. Like, it's mad cool, light skinned girls. I want to say the B word. It's mad cool, like, come on, it's mad cool girls of all races. It's mad girls with attitudes of all skin tones. It's mad girls with attitudes and shit. Like, think they stuck up, think they this, they like with all types of skin tones. So you have to treat the individual for who they are. So yeah, like I think that's pretty much it. Like I'm hoping this live went good and all that. Um yeah, like I think I'm trying to see that I get out everything. I always, get, my mind stuck. But it's just this was like a impromptu little ghetto, I'm gonna post it, I'm gonna tag on underneath. This was like a little bootleg collab, they don't know nothing about that I just did on my own. But like I said, I've been wanting to come talk about like colorism in the black family. Like I said, because I feel like that's where it started. A lot of stuff starts in the home. Like if you're a child and you see two black parents loving on each other growing up all your life, that's a good look. Like that's, something you're gonna be accustomed to. That's, unfortunately, like I said, my father was killed. So I didn't get to, I had to get my, a lot of things like on the outside. Like, besides from what my mother showed me, like my brother is an amazing big brother. Like that's my, like, he's a family man, black man, got him a black wife, his black kids, and I love it. Like, what I'm saying? I really I love, like, my brother is like the perfect example of what I mean. Everybody not perfect, they do they, Lord, but he's good. He got his house built and getting like that's an example, a great example of what a black man should be. And I'm glad that I have that. Like, even after my father was killed, like, I'm still glad that I had that, somebody to show me. Even going through my experience with men, like even going through your experience, you learn what you don't want. You learn what you don't want in somebody. So, but like I said, like, yeah, black love is everything. Yeah, definitely check out my because I did, like, like I was explaining the biracial thing. Y'all can go check out the Little Kim thing, the Little Kim video more in depth. And I did a biracial people black, basically talking about Barack Obama and Kamala Harris and how I feel about biracial people being black. So y'all go check that out, and I think that's it. Think I don't got nothing else to add, and I will see y'all later.